Hey, what's up, guys? We'll do the normal routine here of let's go over what we know so far. Then we'll go over the prices. There are a lot of guys sitting today, and then we'll go over questions to them. We got 45 minutes, so we got a lot of time. So let's jump into it. First, again, let's go over the news we know. Magic news is they're kind of sounding like they're going to use this game as a dress rehearsal. In this quote, Vucevic and Terrence Ross, they said they want to give them solid minutes. We don't have definitive on how many, but I'd guess they get close to 30, the starters for Orlando, so the Magic starters look pretty appealing. If you guys watched my video today, the Trailblazers, I kind of predicted that they would rest their guys. So Dame, CJ, and Whiteside, the three main guys that are resting. So that obviously opens up a lot of usage to go around, so I'll talk about that. Atlanta Hawks news, we got John Collins is out, and that's kind of it. I mean, Reddish is probable, but, Crabbe, Herter, and Parsons haven't really played yet this preseason. Quote from the Hawks beat writer is, Young played 35 minutes last night. I'd be surprised if he played much tonight, but I will say that he always wants to play. So there's obviously risk, right, with Trae Young, and that was kind of the frustrating part of the Hawks news yesterday. I really wanted to try to find some Hawks news, but there wasn't anything. He ended up playing 35 minutes and crushed it. If I knew Trae Young was going to play 35 minutes, I would have been all over it. But, yeah, it's sounding like he could be limited, but you never know, right? There's really no definitive news. This is for tomorrow. We got no Anthony Davis, no LeBron, and possibly a few others. No Zion tomorrow as well. Bulls news. This is pretty big news. So, we got Wendell Carter Jr. targeting his 24 minutes. Now, he's 4.4K going up against the Hawks front court. That looks pretty appealing. And then you got Jim Boylan. I don't know why he's being a douche, but he said the starters will get 4 stints. So my guess is a stint is 6 to 8 minutes, right? Because the starters usually play, into first quarter. About subs start coming in at the 4 or 5 minute mark. So I assume, again, probably 6 to 8 minutes, so anywhere from 24 to 32 minutes. I'd guess closer to 30 for a lot of these starters in a really good matchup. So the Bulls starters are very, very appealing here. Magic starters, this is basically the same: Augustine, Fournier, Gordon, and Isaac Vucevic. But again, they are going to get extended this game. And that's kind of what we know so far. Let me double check Twitter on my phone one more time, see if we got anything else. No, nothing else yet. Yeah, so let's go team by team. We'll get to go over prices, go over guys sitting, and then we'll get to questions at that here. So let's start with Miami. I was really high on Bam and Jimmy Butler to start the day. I still like them, but it's making it tricky, guys in the mid-range, because there's a lot of good spend-up guys. Giannis, Doncic, Karl-Anthony Towns. Those guys have huge upside, and now we got some value plays. So the mid-range, there's still guys I like, but it kind of makes it trickier to make a lineup, right? Like Bam, I love the upside in him, and I had him in my lineup. Right now, I don't feel great about it because I love the upside, but yeah, I think he's a really solid play here still at 6.3K. I don't think price is coming up on him enough. Hero, I think, is okay at 6K. I just probably prefer other plays. He's a guy that can get hot easily. We saw it in that game against Atlanta. He had 20 or so points in the first quarter, right? He was crushing it. Jimmy Butler, again, I like the price tag a lot on him. But the decision for me right now at small forward is Jimmy Butler at 5.3 versus Otto Porter at 5.2. It's a really close decision. The match was probably a little bit better for Otto, but I think and the minutes will probably be a little bit higher for Otto, but I think Jimmy Butler's the better player, so it's a really close decision for me right now at small forward. Other guys, Winslow's okay. Dragic, I don't know if we have to go there. Myers Leonard, if he picks at the start, we don't have any starters news confirmed yet. At least I haven't seen anything yet for the Heat, but he's always a guy that can crush one given time. He's been getting some pretty solid minutes. He's been starting alongside Bam, so I think he's a solid value play there at 4.4. And that's kind of it for Miami. So let's move on to Orlando. Orlando, again, we get the starters. They should see solid minutes. I'd guess that's 25 to 30. I think that's a pretty fair estimate for a lot of these starters. Vucevic at 7.4K is underpriced. He has kind of underwhelmed so far in the preseason, but we know the upside's there. We saw it last year. Aaron Gordon, 7.1, I think is solid. Isaac, Ross, Bamba. no one I really feel great about on the Orlando side, but because I think I prefer the Bulls starters. A lot of the Bulls starters are in like the 5K range, and they're going to play big minutes in a good matchup. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the Bulls starters, but Vucevic can crush in like 25 to 30 minutes easily. Aaron Gordon, we've seen the upside on him as well. Terrence Ross, don't know if I would go there again. He comes off the bench, he shoots the ball a lot, but he's just too scoring dependent for my liking. Isaac, the price has dropped in him enough where I think you can consider him. And Mo Bamba, they've kind of been limiting his minutes, but he's a guy that can crush, get you their block, steals. So, that's kind of my thoughts on the Magic, right? Fournier's okay at 4.3K. It's nothing to be excited about. Same with DJ Augustine. Like, those guys are in play, right? They should play some solid minutes, but you never feel great about playing Augustine or Fournier. And that's kind of it for the Magic. Right now I currently don't have any Magic players in my lineup. But yeah, that's kind of it. So let's move on to Atlanta. So Atlanta's no John Collins. Trae Young, again, the quote was, the beat writer said he'd be surprised if Trae Young played a lot of minutes tonight. So there's the risk. You can take a shot, though. I mean, he's a younger player. You never know. Maybe they run Trae back out there for another 35 minutes. That could be the case, and I think Trae Young's probably going to go under 10% owned because a lot of people are going to be worried about it, but the upside's high. So unless we get confirmation on a minutes limit for Trae Young, the upside still is there. It's just the risk is very high. Other guys, so with John Collins out, that should open up a few more minutes for guys like DeAndre Bembry, Jabari Parker. Hunter should play a few extra minutes. So all these guys are solid. 4.5K, all three of these guys. I think it would be Bembry or Parker for me, but it's close. I think those guys, again, Jabari Parker, it is a revenge game too. Alex Len with no John Collins will probably pick up a few extra minutes. Don't mind him there. Damian Jones didn't even make the rotation last game, but I assume he probably gets some minutes. So that's kind of my thoughts with the Hawks, right? Trae Young, very risky, but the upside's still there if he plays the minutes. And those cheaper guys, Bembry, Jabari Parker, Alex Len. So Chicago, I think, is where I feel pretty confident right now because I think the starters get close to 30 minutes in a really good matchup. So, yeah, Levine, Markkanen, Satoransky, Otto Porter, and Wendell Carter Jr. all seem very appealing. Now, Wendell Carter Jr., they did say they're going to limit him to 24 minutes, but in 24 minutes at 4.4K going up against this front court, he's a guy that can get to their block steals. So, yeah, I think he's a really solid value play. And then the other starters, I like them all, right? Otto, Satoransky, Markkanen, Zach LaVine. I think you can probably play 2 to 3 Bulls in your lineup if you want to. I think more than 3 would probably be overkill. I currently have 2 Bulls in my lineup, but I like them all, right? There's really no downside to any of them. LaVine probably has the most upside of anyone. Can be a little scoring dependent at times, so if a shot's not falling, it can hurt you, but the upside's huge on LaVine. Markkanen, again, he's kind of like a walking double-double. The matchup's great. Satoransky, the price is really solid. And then Otto Porter, too, at 5.2K. He's the guy that gets you their block steal. So that's kind of my dilemma right now is picking between Otto Porter and Jimmy Butler. It's really close for me. I like both those guys a good amount. And that's kind of, Thad Young, too, off the bench at 4.4K, should probably see 20 to 25-ish minutes. And, again, you never feel great about playing Thad Young. It's just the price tag that makes him play here. So he's a guy that fills up the stat sheet, doesn't necessarily have to score. So, yeah, I like – those would probably be my Bulls targets, right? The five starters and then Thad Young. But, yeah, like I said, I like the Bulls guys a good amount right now. Minnesota, we have no definitive news yet, but the starters got extended in that last game. They came back in the fourth quarter. The upside's huge on Towns, right? Probably the guys with the highest upside in the slate are Towns and Giannis. We've seen Towns 2 of the last 3 games have huge games. The one letdown game, though, was against Golden State. So he does have a really high ceiling, but he does, somewhat have a low floor, too. We saw it against Golden State. So it's whether or not he can be aggressive. But, the matchup against probably Brook Lopez or Robin Lopez, Ilyasova, no one can really stick with him. So I like the upside a lot on Towns if you can fit him in there. Culver's okay coming off the bench, kind of got limited last time, but again, he's a guy that doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there. And then guys like Teague, Wiggins, I would lean Teague if I'm going between these two because Teague, again, doesn't necessarily have to score. Wiggins is a more scoring-dependent guy, but the price tag makes him in play at 4.8K. Jake Layman, don't think I would go there. Covington's another guy I think is going to be pretty popular tonight just because he had that huge game last time. 10 points, 19 rebounds. 3 assists, 3 blocks, and 1 steal. So if he's going to play close to 30 minutes again, I think he's one of the top value plays on the slate, and I think he's going to be pretty popular. So Yeah, I think Covington's really solid, and that's kind of it for Minnesota news as of right now. Milwaukee, I mean, Giannis, if you have the salary right, the upside is so high on him. He only had an illness on Sunday, so I assume he's good to go. It's Thursday, right? So I think Giannis will be good to go. The minutes, I mean, we have nothing definitive yet. My guess is like 25-ish, around that range, maybe more. And yeah, like I said, if you can fit him in, the upside's huge on him. Middleton at 6.3, again, the mid-range is kind of tricky because there's a lot of studs you want to pay up for and a lot of solid value plays. So Middleton's okay. I mean, I would go to him for sure if Giannis misses again. So that would be a situation we kind of have to monitor, but I'm pretty sure Giannis is going to play in this one. And then the other Bucks, it's kind of a pass. I mean, Brook Lopez is okay. Ilyasova can get you there in limited time. Same with Dragan Bender, but I think I'm going to lean towards some other value plays in the slate. So I think really for me, as of right now, with Giannis, I mean, my best guess is he's going to play. I think it's kind of Giannis, and that's it for me at Milwaukee. Portland, so like I said in my video last night, I kind of expected these guys to rest. No Dame, no CJ, no Whiteside. So there's some solid guys here. Zach Collins at 5.6K. We've seen the upside in him last year. I think he gets some solid minutes. Anthony Simmons should pick up the start at point guard. He's flashed a lot of upside so far in the preseason. I like him a good amount. Tolliver, don't know if I would go there. Then Bazemore and Hood, those wings, right? They've kind of been switching off starting and coming out the bench, but I assume they're going to start in this one and play some solid minutes. My best guess is, 25-ish, right, for these Portland starters, and there's a lot of usage to go around. So I like Bazemore a good amount. I like Hood a good amount. Hozonja possibly starting or coming out the bench. He's another guy that can get you there, and Scal too. Portland's kind of thin up front. Denver runs big, so they'll probably start Scal and Zach Collins, right? They don't have a whole lot of depth for bigs, so yeah, there's a lot of appealing plays for Portland, right? I think it's Collins, Anthony Simmons, Bazemore, Hood, Hozonja, Scal. All those guys are in play. So the tricky part on this slate is, do you want to go, pay for like a 5K guy for the Bulls, or do you want to go like a really cheap 4K guy for the Blazers? It's tough, right? The value, they're really close. They're very very close in my opinion with the Trailblazers guys and the Hawks or the Bulls guys. Sorry. So Denver. Mike Malone said a few days ago the last couple preseason games, the starters are going to get high 20s minutes, so that's obviously pretty good for the preseason. Jokic, he had a bust game that last game against Phoenix, so I think the ownership drops in him a lot. But, in a matchup against, Zach Collins or Scal BCA, right, Jokic should crush in this one, and I think he goes a little bit lower owned, right? I think a lot of people are going to go Towns. I think the upside is a little bit higher on Towns, but I think the ownership's a lot lower on Jokic. So if you want to pivot off Towns, I think Jokic is a really solid pivot just because the matchup is very good and the minutes should be solid. Same thing with Jamal Murray. I think that's a misprice at 5.3. It's just, there's a lot of solid value plays, right? It's tough to differentiate some of these guys, but Jamal Murray, we know the upside's there on him if he's knocking down shots. And then the other guys like Millsap, Grant, Beasley, Gary Harris, Plumlee, Porter Jr., Barton. I think they're okay. If you really feel strong about one of those guys, you can go there. But I think for me personally, I think it's Jokic and Jamal Murray, and that's it, at least for my targets as of right now from what we know. So let's move on to Dallas. Dallas in a solid matchup here against the Clippers. We don't know if Kawhi's going to play. He played in that last game, but he was limited, so we'll see. Doncic, I mean, we've seen the upside in him, right? He's getting big minutes. He fills up the stat sheet, so he's another guy. The upside's really high on him at 8.5K. So if you can fit him in there, definitely try and get him. Porzingis, too. The minutes have been solid. I was a little bit worried that they would be limiting him in the preseason coming back from injury, but he's been getting some solid run. So yeah, I think it's Doncic and Porzingis for me, and that's kind of it, right? I mean, you can go Hardaway Jr. or Kleber if you want to. DeLon Wright. I don't think we have to go there necessarily. So I think it's Porzingis, it's Doncic, right? The two main guys, and that's kind of it for me. So Clippers news. Paul George is out. We don't know about Kawhi. I think if he plays, he's going to play limited minutes. But if we get news that Kawhi's going to play 25 minutes, then I think he's probably the top play on the slate at 7.5K, right? So that's news we got to wait on, but it kind of sucks that this is the 9:30 game. So yeah, like I said, hopefully we get news on that soon. Montrez and Lou coming out the bench. I probably would prefer Montrez. The minutes have been a little more solid on him. Lou, they've been limiting him in the preseason. If I knew he's going to play 25 minutes, I would love this price on him, but they've been limiting him to like 15 or so minutes, so we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some clarity before lock. Zubac's a guy that should get some decent run. He can crush in like 15 to 20 minutes, so I think he's a solid value play. JaMychal Green, too, another guy that doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there. Blocks, steals. Terrence Mann, if he plays. And that's kind of it for the Clippers. So we got about 30 minutes. Let me check Twitter one more time, see if we got any more news. And then, okay, so someone just tweeted me the Heat news. Thank you for that. No Hero or Waiters in Heat starting lineup. Instead, Winslow, Jimmy Butler, Bam, Duncan Robinson, and Myers Leonard. So, yeah, I like Bam, Jimmy, and Myers Leonard a good amount. It's just, it's tough because it's those Heat guys that are appealing, the Bulls guys, the Trailblazers value guys. Let me tweet out the Heat starters really quick. Wendell Carter Jr. tweets thumb at shoot-around will warm up with intention of playing. It's thumb he had surgery on. Oh my, are you kidding me? I just retweeted that. Clippers beat writer, someone tweeted at the Clippers beat writer. Do you know how many minutes the starters will see tonight? Wouldn't expect more than 20-ish. Don't want to risk an injury in the final preseason game. Okay, so the Clippers beat writer doesn't think the starters will see much run. So that's kind of a hit to those guys, right? Thank you, Corey, for tagging me in this. I really appreciate that. Minutes news for the Bucks. Bud says tonight will look more like a regular season game in terms of the rotation, but there will still be an effort to get guys in. DJ Wilson will get minutes. Okay, so that's pretty big Bucks news, right? So I can feel pretty confident of Giannis playing, close to 30 minutes. So, yeah, I think Giannis has the most upside on the slate. I think he's probably the safest spend up as of right now from what we know. The whole Wendell Carter Jr. thing, that's annoying. So I have him in my lineup right now, and I got to monitor that, whether or not he's going to play. So, okay, let's get to questions. We got 336 viewers in here. If you guys are enjoying the content, would appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. But let's get into it. Fade Wendell, guys. Back to Teague, Covington, and Towns tonight. Yeah, the starters got extended last game, so we don't have any confirmation yet, but I like the upside in all three of those guys. Got you, brother. Dunn, far from the play tonight. Yeah, I don't think I would go Chris Dunn. Beverly, Lou, and Coffee are out per injury report. Okay, I did not see that, but I will check back in that in a sec. So obviously can't go Lou. Luka or Towns, that's close, right? I think the upside is a little bit higher on Towns, but it's really close. I like both those spend-ups. Dunn, a bust in the Chicago. Yeah, he's been okay, right? Going to be coming off the bench. I just don't think he sees enough minutes for me to consider him. Middleton, I think Middleton's okay, right? But I like targeting him when Giannis is out, so I think it's kind of Giannis for me, and that's it. I have Luka and Towns. Yeah, that's really solid. Core, chalk plays, DK. So right now, I have more of a stars than scrubs approach, right? So I got, the stars I like are Giannis, Towns, Doncic, and Jokic, right? I think it's viable to get three of those guys. If you can definitely make it happen. And those cheap guys, right? I like the Bulls guys, and I like the Trailblazers guys, and I also like a couple of these Miami guys with Bam, Jimmy Butler, and Myers Leonard. Let's see, Porzingis or Vucevic. That's close. I think I would go Vucevic because we don't know what the Mavs starters minutes are going to be like yet. And the Magic, we know they're going to play solid minutes. So I assume solid is close to 30. So I think I would lean towards Vucevic just because of what we know right now. Best value plays. Well, that's a tricky question. There's a lot of good value plays, right? So let me go to Chicago, Atlanta, Minnesota. I'll just go to utility here. There's some solid value plays. So let's see. So value plays, I think, kind of start in this 4.5K range, right? You got the Hawks guys and Bembry and Parker should get a little extra run with no John Collins. You got Zubac, but the minutes, kind of being limited, but he can still crush in 20 minutes. Don't mind him. Myers Leonard, once again, in the starting lineup, and he's been playing like 25 or so minutes. He's been crushing it. So I like Myers Leonard a good amount as a value play. Wendell Carter Jr., but as of right now, the thumb injury concerns me a bit. So I actually might do the pivot here. I think I'm just going to pivot to Myers Leonard in my lineup right now. I had Wendell Carter Jr. I'm just going to pivot to Myers as of right now. Thad Young, solid as a value play. There's a lot of good value plays, right? Covington, he got like 28 minutes, 19 rebounds. I think that's an outlier, but the price is really cheap on him. And then the Portland guys, right? Anthony Simmons. You could go to Bazemore. You could go to Hood, Scala BCA. Yeah, I might be missing some guys, but that's kind of it. Wendell Carter Jr. too if he plays, right? Guys, yeah. I like Scal over Collins on back-to-back. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely viable, right? Collins did play a good amount of minutes last night, so maybe he gets limited a bit. I think both bigs are definitely in play, though. So would you go Towns over Jokic? That's close, right? I think Towns is going to be a lot more popular. But Jokic, I think the ownership is a lot lower on him. So the upside, it's close with both those guys, right? Jokic is going to be going up against backups, so he can definitely crush. Towns is a good matchup, too. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you decide that. It's really close. Do you want to go with more popular Towns, or do you want to go with a lower-owned Jokic? It's really close for me. Terrence Ross supposed to play extensively tonight. Thoughts? Yeah. It's just a guy I'd never play. If you really feel strongly about it, you can go there. He's 5.8K. He's just too score independent for my liking. I think there's better plays on the board. Green, Amino, Gafford, or Plumlee. Not really high on any of those guys, but I guess give me Mason Plumlee. My phone timed out. Is Teague a good play? Yeah, I think Teague is solid at 5.1K. If he's going to play the minutes that they did last time, right? We don't have any confirmation on the Timberwolves news of minutes yet, or we might not get it, but if we're going off last game, he played close to 30 minutes, so I think Teague is solid at 5.1K. I don't think he's my favorite play, but he's in play. Thoughts on Gafford? Don't think we have to go there. I don't think the minutes will be high enough, right? The starters are going to get extended for the Bulls. Luka or Levine on DK can only fit one. Man. Well, you got the price savings in Levine. Well, I think Luka's a little bit safer, and I think Levine is riskier, but he has big upside if he's knocking down his shots. So if you want to play a little bit safer, I think Luka, right, he's going to be more popular, but Levine has huge upside and a really good matchup. Vucevic or Markkanen? Another close one, right? Both should get some good run. The matchup is probably better for Markkanen. Vucevic is probably still the better player overall, so that's really close. I guess give me Vooch. It's really close, though. Jabari Parker starting. Okay, he is starting. So I think Jabari's pretty solid, right? I think he gets extended a bit more now. Duncan Robinson starts after Eric Spoelstra said pregame. The first 10 guys that played tonight are the guys I want to look at. Okay. Thank you again for tagging me in that, Corey. I appreciate that. Where do you see Jabari news? I do not see that yet. Oh, Jabari Parker will start. Okay. Yeah, will start for John Collins. All right, so that's pretty big. I think Jabari Parker is a really solid value play at 4.5K. It's a revenge game. The minutes should be a little bit higher on him. So, yeah, I think he's solid, but you can go to Bembry, too, at the bench, too. I think Bembry goes lower owned. Both those guys definitely in play. What about White for Chicago? Don't think we have to go there. I mean, I like the matchup. They'll probably rotate, White and Dunn in a bit, but I think the starters get extended a little bit more, so don't know if I have to go there. Bazemore or Hood better? It's close. Bazemore, Hood, Hazonia, all three of those guys are very, very similar, right? Bazemore, I think Bazemore has the most upside. We saw it last year. He had really big games, but he also busted in great matchups, too. So I think I would go Bazemore, but there is risk. Bazemore can definitely bust for you. What about a Portland guard? I think Anthony Simmons should probably start at point guard, and he's flashing good upside, so I think he's a solid value play. T-Wolves playing starters, anything confirmed? Nothing yet. I assume we get something similar to last game. Murray or Sato, that's close too. I think the upside's a bit higher on Murray, but I like both. Green, Amino, Gafford, or Plumlee at raw points, small forward. Again, I'm not really high on any of those guys. Wait, who are we talking about? Green. Oh, JaMychal Green. Again, I really don't. I'm not a fan of any of those guys, but give me Plumlee. Parker starting. Yep. Giannis over Towns. I mean, it's close. I think Giannis probably is a little bit safer, but I like both a good amount. Joker scares me because he is going against backups. Yeah, right. Jokic, we saw it last year in really good matchups. He would bust sometimes. Sometimes he's just not aggressive. It's whether or not you're going to get the Jokic aggressiveness or not. Like there's games where he'll just be super, super passive, and that's when you obviously don't want to target him. But it's kind of hard to decipher when he's going to be aggressive and when he's not. Portland and Denver play each other the first game of the regular season. I know Portland isn't going to show Denver anything, and it worries me that Denver won't run their regulars as much of this. Yeah, that's a concern too, right? Denver starters are going to be going up against the backups of Portland, so maybe they don't get as many minutes as we think, right? Mike Malone said high 20s a few days ago, but that could change. So there's definitely some risk in those Denver starters too. Sato, Murray, or Harrell. Man, all three I like. Man, I mean that's really close. Give me Satoransky, I guess, because of the matchup. Covington or Bembry. I think Covington's a little bit safer, but Bembry still should see some solid minutes off the bench. So, do you want to go lower owned? I think lower owned guy is Bembry. I think Covington's a little more chalky, but both are solid. Any Levine tonight? Yeah, he's definitely in play. Should play close to 30 minutes in a really good matchup. The upside's huge in him. If he's not knocking on shots, though, he can hurt you. I like Harrell. Yeah, Harrell's solid. I think he probably gets 25 or so minutes, and he's always a guy that's super aggressive when he's out there. Why do you not play T. Ross? I'm still learning the landscape. Because he's too scoring dependent. He doesn't like fill up the stat sheet. He doesn't get a lot of assists. He doesn't get a lot of rebounds. So if his shot's not falling, he can get you, under 10 fantasy points. We've seen, the upside's pretty high in him. He can get like 30 fantasy points, but the floor is really low. So not huge on playing guys like that. I like guys that fill up the stat sheet more. So if a guy's like normally gets you a lot of assists and rebounds and then has a really good scoring night, then he has like huge upside. But he has that a little bit higher floor with getting assists and rebounds, so doesn't necessarily have to score. How about Jimmy Butler? Yeah, I like the price tag of him in a lot. For me right now, I'm deciding between him and Otto Porter in my small forward spot, and it's really close. What studs are you liking the most? How do you feel about Trae Young? So there's risk, right? The upside's really high in him. He played 35 minutes last night. The beat writer said probably going to be limited minutes, but there's nothing confirmed. So I think he goes under 10% owned, and the upside's huge on him. So if you're making multiple lineups, I think it's worth it to take a shot at him in one lineup. Parker or Porter, small forward. I think Otto Porter's a bit safer, but I like both those guys a lot. Favorite because Otto Porter's a guy that always seems to get you blocks and steals on FanDuel, right? Blocks and steals are +3, so that's even more valuable. So that's why I think I would go Porter there. Favorite 4.5K guard or below. I already have Simmons. I'm leaning Bembry. 4.5K guard. Let's see. So you already have Anthony Simmons. Let's see. What do we got here? Will Barton's decent off the bench, right? Or starting, we don't know for sure. He's kind of been in the starting lineup, then off the bench too. Bazemore, I like him. Hood, right? No Lillard, no CJ, no Whiteside. That's a lot of usage to go around. I assume they probably get 25 or so minutes. So those two guys I would definitely consider. What else do we got here? That's kind of it. So, I think it's those Portland guys, probably one of those guys. I'm leaning T. Ross tonight. Yeah, if you want to go Terrence Ross, go for it, right? It's just, personally, I don't play guys like that, so I'm not going to do it. I think he's, 5.8K, Terrence Ross? 5.8K. So the price is doable. Not for me. Thad Young or Mario Hezonja, both should see 20 to 25 minutes. That's really close. I guess give me Mario because no Lillard, no CJ, no Whiteside. That's a lot of usage to go around. Markkanen or Porzingis on FanDuel. That's really close too, right? Dallas, it's two high usage guys in Doncic and Porzingis. That's it. Chicago, a little more spread around, but the matchup's really good. So it's really close. I think give me Porzingis. I don't know. It's really close. Milwaukee versus Minnesota has Milwaukee at minus 335. The game could get ugly quick. Yeah, I mean that's definitely in play. Any Gordon Love, the Magic see more run. Yeah, I think he's okay at 7.1K. I think I probably prefer more spend ups. Parker starting isn't good for him though. Yeah, he's gonna be playing alongside Trae Young. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. That's not good. Let me refresh here. Okay, sorry, I had to refresh there, guys. Saying unable to connect to chat. 2v2, Giannis, Bembry, or Doncic, Jabari, Parker. I think I would go Giannis and Bembry there. I think the upside's a little bit higher. Is Towns a lock? Not necessarily, no. There's other good spend-ups. Bam or Hero or Butler. If I'm picking between those three, I like the upside the most on Bam and then Jimmy Butler. Who's the chalk tonight? I think Giannis. Giannis or Towns, and then cheap guys. I think Covington's going to be chalky. I think some of those Bulls guys will be chalky. Are you playing Levine? I don't currently have Levine in there. I'm team jam him in right now with studs, and Levine was at 7.3K, so I have 3 studs in my lineup. I don't have Levine currently. Hero out. I don't think he's out. I just think he's not starting, right? Bazemore or Myers Leonard straight up. I think the safer play there is Myers Leonard. I think I would go Myers Leonard there. Read the tweet again, LOL. Oh, yeah. Okay, Jeff Teague or MCW? Michael Carter. No, I think I'll go Jeff Teague there for sure. Can I get some feedback? Murray, Levine, Giannis, Myers Leonard, Vucevic, Jimmy Butler, Jabari, Bam. Yeah, I think that's really solid. You got the high upside with Giannis. You got Levine in there too. Both those Miami guys, which I like. I don't currently have them myself, but I like Jimmy and Bam a good amount. Myers Leonard is a solid value play. Same with Jabari. So yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Scal or Zach Collins? I think I'll go Zach Collins there if I'm going straight up. Cat or Giannis? I think Giannis. Any more news on Wendell? I haven't seen anything yet. Again, I currently had him in, but I switched him to Myers Leonard. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, I hope we get Wendell Carter Jr. news soon because, like I said, I had him in my lineup, but now I'm pivoting to Myers Leonard. We'll see. All right. Otto and Bam or Porzingis and Scal? I would go Otto Bam there. Collins going to get 20-plus minutes. We don't know. My best guess is yes. I think 25 is pretty safe. That's my lineup too. Murray and Montrez or Bam and Jabari. I like both those a good amount. But give me Bam and Jabari there. What 3 studs? Like I said, I was picking between. I'm not going to tell you which 3, but I'll tell you the 3 of the 4 with Giannis, Towns, Jokic, and Doncic. I have 3 of those 4 currently in my lineup. I have a Stars and Scrubs build. Jeremy Grant is a smash over Anthony Tolliver. Yeah, I would definitely go Jeremy Grant. Levine and Markkanen or Doncic and Butler. That's really tough. Give me Levine and Markkanen because of the matchup. DK man, you just give confidence, priceless. Thanks, bro. Of course, man. Is Scal guaranteed minutes? I mean, if he stays out of foul trouble, Denver plays pretty big. Scal could get in foul trouble, but I think if he stays out of foul trouble, I think 20, 25, right? Scal, Unicorn, or Bam. I mean, I like Bam a good amount, but all three are definitely in play. Feeling good about tonight. Came in here with wishy-washy. Bam or Middleton? I would go Bam there. Again, I like Bam a good amount, but I don't have him in my lineup currently. There's definitely other really solid plays you can pivot to. I'm not like saying go all in and Bam. I like him. I don't have him personally because I'm going stars and scrubs, and he's in the mid-range. Trae Young or Jamal Murray? Well, it's different pricing, right? Dan Mixer, Coach Mixer's Grinder of the Week, Mike Muscala. Hey, Mixer, I appreciate the donation, man. Yeah, Mike Muscala. That's kind of an inside joke we have. Let's see. Thoughts on Gafford? Yeah, I don't think I'd go Gafford. Sorry if I missed you guys' chat here. It's going kind of fast. Bembry or Parker? Well, I think Parker is higher owned. Bembry's going to come off the bench. Both should see similar minutes. I like them both. Do you want to play the chalky Parker, or do you want to play the lower owned Bembry? I have Parker right now, but I like both. What do you think of this team? How about that? How about Isaac? I think he's okay at 5.6, 5.8, right? Yeah, I think he's okay. He's a guy who can get your blocks and steals. He has flashed upside in the preseason, too. So Isaac is in play. Levine and Markkanen or Doncic Butler. Okay, I answered that. Jabari Parker or Jonathan Isaac? Well, I mean, Parker's cheaper. Isaac's, 1.2K more expensive. So I think I would lean towards Jabari. We have seen Parker, though. Jabari last year, he busted in a lot of good, solid matchups, right? So I wouldn't say Jabari Parker is the best play on the board. There's definitely risk involved. He has busted in good matchup last year, but with no John Collins, I think he probably gets closer to 25 minutes in this one. So yeah, I think he's solid. The risk is it was a back-to-back, but he only played 20 in the first leg, so I don't think that would limit him that much. What do you think of this team? Simmons, Butler, Giannis, Leonard. Is that Kawhi Leonard? Towns, Bembry, Labissiere, Jokic. Is that even possible? No, I don't think it's possible. Giannis, Towns, Leonard. Oh, Myers, Leonard. Okay, yeah. Simmons, Butler, Giannis, Leonard, Towns, Bembry, Labissiere, Jokic. Yeah, that's pretty similar to mine. Who would you not play out of Towns, Giannis, and Doncic? That's a tough one, right? I think the upside's the highest with Giannis and Towns. So I guess Doncic of those three. Trying to decide between Covington or Myers Leonard. Yeah, that's close. Both should see some good run. That's really close. Again, I have Myers Leonard currently, but I like both. I think Covington's going to be really chalky. Thoughts on Herzonia? Definitely in play. 5.2K utility besides Otto. Who do I go to? Well, I would say Jimmy Butler, but I think he's at 5.3, right? Yeah, Jimmy Butler's at 5.3. 5.2, you already have Otto. Yeah, that's tough because a lot of these guys right below that I'm not too high on. So I guess Teague. Teague or either you leave money on the table and go one of those cheaper guys. That range right below 5.2K, like 5.2K to 4.7. I'm not super high on a lot of those guys. How many minutes do you think Giannis plays? I think close to 30 is a pretty good guess. Is Jeff Teague playing? I don't think we have anything confirmed yet, but I think so. Scal or Mario? That's close. I think Scal's a little bit riskier because he get in foul trouble, but I think he has a little bit more upside. This is the one team I have: Bembry, Murray, Greek Freak, Ersan. Yeah, I mean Ersan's definitely in play. It's just whether or not he gets minutes. Whenever if you can get like 15 to 20 minutes, Ersan can definitely get you there. Hey, as an OKC diehard, Muscala killed it last night. Who's doing the four rotations? Damn, Sato or Butler? I would go Butler between Satoransky and Butler there. Let's see. You like Winslow? I think he's okay. I prefer Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, but Winslow's definitely still in play. Myers Leonard or Scal? I think Myers Leonard is a bit safer. I'd go Butler. So yeah, I think I'll go Butler too there. How do you feel about Kendrick Nunn? Don't think the minutes will be high on him enough to go there. 5.2K utility besides Otto. Oh yeah, I already talked about that. That's close, right? I think it's either Jeff Teague or you spend down and leave money on the table. 5 minutes to lock, boys. One line I have Bembry, Murray, Giannis, Ersan, Towns, Simmons, Scal, and Jokic. How's that for stars and scrubs? Yeah, that looks pretty solid. Ersan's a guy I'm not super high on, but he can get you there in limited time. So that's definitely viable. Jabari and Shabazz or Anthony and Porter Jr. I'd go Anthony and Porter Jr. Do you think Landry Shamet plays? I don't know. And if he does, I don't think we have to go there. Let me check Twitter again here, see if we got anything more. I already got that news. Thank you to Groot. We haven't got anything yet. What's Commodore stand for? That's my last name. Jokic or Towns in cash? I think I'd go Towns there. One more, bro. Levine and Bam or Towns and Leonard? I like both. I think the upside is a little bit higher on Levine and Bam. So give me Levine and Bam. It's really close. Lindsey at captain. Yeah, right. I got to get my NFL lineup in too. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. What you have: Lindsey at captain, Mahomes, Flacco, Sutton, Freeman, and Broncos D. Broncos D at the flex is definitely risky, but playing at home, I don't hate it. I'm not super high on the running backs in that slate. I'm kind of going more wide receivers and quarterbacks. Is Giannis confirmed playing? I don't think we have it confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure he is. Bam okay for cash. Yeah, I think he's solid. Again, I currently don't have him in there, but I like the upside on him. The concern with Bam is there is some foul trouble risk, right? If Vucevic, is a pretty aggressive center, so there's definitely a chance Bam could get in foul trouble. And we seen foul trouble sucks. Hopefully we can get some good luck tonight too, guys. I've had injuries in back-to-back nights, so please, no injuries for me tonight. Would appreciate that. Chance Wendell Carter Jr. doesn't play. I think there's a solid chance. The beat writer said he doesn't know yet. So that's why I pivoted to Myers Leonard. Super close. Isaac or Winslow, guys. Not super, super high in either. Give me Isaac, I guess. No one knows on Giannis at all. Yeah, thoughts on Winslow. Winslow's okay. I prefer Bam and Jimmy Butler and Myers Leonard, too, as Heat guys. I'm going to take Cat. Right, bro. Real close. Jabari, Parker, or Myers Leonard. I like them both a good amount. Yeah, that's tough. Give me... I think Myers Leonard is a little bit safer, right? We've seen Jabari bust in good matchups. Myers Leonard is a guy that, should get you probably 20 to 25-ish fantasy points. So I guess give me Myers there. I think I'm rolling with this. Luka, Murray, Giannis, Covington, Jokic, Winslow, Parker, Robin, Lopez. Yeah, that's okay, right? Robin Lopez is pretty cheap. Not a guy I'm super high on, but you can do it. Cashing every night. Let's keep riding this wave, DK. Hey, let's go, man. I'm glad you're making money. Love that. Cat is the number 2 points league. Play for head-to-head draft. Draftkings rule. I got to go Cat. Play Kelsey at captain tonight. Thank me later. Yeah, I think Kelsey's really solid. I think on that slate, I'm going to go Emmanuel Sanders at captain because I think he's going to go a lot lower owned than he should. So, yeah. Let's see. Scared to play Myers. Orlando has nice defense. Yeah, I mean, there's other pivots, right? If you don't want to play Myers, there's other pivots. Wendell Carter Jr. or those Trailblazers guys, right? You definitely don't have to play Myers Leonard. DK, if your guy gets injured tonight, you got to just laugh. Yeah. Yes, last night was super frustrating because Whiteside was low owned. I was huge on him, and he was crushing it, and then got injured. It's just when you get injuries like that, you gotta take your mind off things and do something else because if you just sit around and think about it, you're just gonna get even more mad. Simmons, MPJ, or Beasley, Wendell Carter Jr. I guess go. Well, we don't know if Wendell Carter Jr. is going to play, so give me Simmons, MPJ. Not super, super high in MPJ, but he's doable. Butler or Sato, I'd go Butler there. Bam or Harrell or Markkanen. I like all three, man. Well, Bam, it's already locked for Bam, right? He just locked, so I guess Markkanen. Giannis is listed as playing on the NBA notes. NBA notes. Good luck, guys. Yeah, we're at lock. Is Giannis out after lock? I quit DFS. Well, there's late swap, right? You can swap out if he's out, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play. Hey, man, thank you once again for all your time to help. Good luck to all of you. Appreciate that, Rhythm Beast. You're always in here, man. Thank you. Ownership time. Yeah, I can go over some ownership. I can't show my lineup on screen because I only have one guy in right now. But we can go over some ownership here in a sec. Good luck, everyone, unless you're in my 50-50. Playing 50-50s in preseason it's a little bold, but okay. I got Myers Leonard at 3% owned. I'll take it. Let's see what else. I want to see like Bam and Jimmy Butler's ownership because those are two guys I like a good amount. Vucevic is 37%. Okay, that's a little higher than I thought. Aaron Gordon at 8%. Kelly O at 0.1. I don't think he's playing, right? Maybe I missed that. I don't think Kelly O is playing. Let's see. Well, there was a Jimmy Butler lineup. Terrence Ross is 7%. I missed the Jimmy one. If you guys see Jimmy or Bam's ownership, let me know. Jake Anderson, Myers Leonard season, $5 donation. Hey, appreciate that, man. Thanks for donating once again. Yeah, I'll take the ownership in Myers Leonard at 3%. Let's go. Because let's see, Myers Leonard's game logs. He's been really solid this the preseason. So in the first game against the Spurs, Myers Leonard had he played 24 minutes, 5 points, 11 boards, 1 assist. That's pretty solid. In the second game, he only played 15 minutes. So they got limited. He had 9 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. Again, that's pretty solid for 15 minutes, right? And then in the last game against the Hawks, he played 28 minutes, 15 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. So yeah, I think he's good, and at low ownership, I'll take it. I want Porzingis over Markin and FanDuel. Is that dumb? No, both are really. It was really close. I heard you sold some country music tickets for $300. Decided to go Levine, Doncic instead of Markin and Porzingis. Yeah, that's definitely fine. It's really close. Kelly is available, but saw nothing about minutes. Okay, so Kelly being available, maybe a slight downgrade to Myers Leonard, but I still think he gets probably 20, 25-ish minutes. GLDK, great insight. I feel great about tonight. Let's go, man. Let's make some money. Jimmy's 28%. Okay. I like that ownership on him. 5.3K was too cheap. I personally went with Otto Porter Jr., but it was really close with him and Jimmy for me. Hero 8.6 is doable. Isaac 9.6. Jimmy 30%. I love your Myers Leonard pick. Him and Butler become bros. Yeah. I knew Jimmy Butler would be the chalk. Oh, I got shut down talking that earlier. No, Jimmy Butler is a solid play, right? It was him or Otto Porter for me. I want Zach Collins instead of Leonard. Yeah, I mean, Zach Collins has good upside, right, with all those guys out. Myers Leonard, 3.3%. All-white team, you lost. Man, it was $100 off Jabari. Let's see. Have we got any other news yet? This Nuggets beat writer. So someone asked, will Jamal Murray see 20-plus minutes? He said, I do think he will, but maybe not much more than 20. Well, that's kind of contradicting the quote that we saw a few days ago of Mike Malone saying 20-plus minutes for those other starters. So we don't have any definitive news on the Denver guys. Where do you find the ownership percentages at? So I just look at the Draftkings tournament that I'm in and then scroll through and find other people's lineups and look for players. How I get about Luka and Porzingis stack, that's doable for sure. We don't know what the minutes are going to be. I think 25-ish, maybe a little bit more, is pretty safe projection. Dizzy Giannis isn't like Luka and Porzingis. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can do it. A little bit of negative correlation playing both together, but those are the two main catalysts in the offense. I want Udonis. Yeah, Udonis has him. I can't believe Udonis has him is still in the league, right? What is he, like 45? Thank God. Thank you. I have one without Giannis too. Yes, they're all playing off each other. He didn't retire. No, Udonis is still in the league somehow. Vooch, 40% on FanDuel. Yeah, I mean, that's solid, right? He should play some pretty big minutes. So I liked Vucevic too. I just went, with Team Jam in with the studs. Is Hero coming out the bench going to go off? He could. Udonis is immortal. Yeah. 3 points away from first last night. Wow, that's a great lineup. Never play Udonis. Okay. Well, we're about 6 minutes after locks. I think I'm going to hop off here, guys. Murray, 20 minutes now. Cam Reddish out. I mean, I think that's that beat writer guessing. We don't know. I think a safe projection for those Denver guys is 20 to 27 minutes, somewhere in that range. I'd rather play AI on Slate or tired like Udonis Haslem. Just got here as Giannis playing. I'm pretty sure Giannis is playing. I don't think it's confirmed yet. Can I ask a strat question about pairing? The Luka Porzingis question: would it be beneficial to have a Luka assist to a Porzingis basket, or does that strat play out? Yeah, I mean, they both get points then. So the concern is, can both those guys have huge games in the same game, right, on the same team? Can they both have huge games? I think it's possible because it's basically those two guys, and that's kind of it in that offense. So you can play them together. Bembry or Bazemore, that's really close, right? I think Bembry, but I like both. Hero 14%. Wait, stacking two studs in the same team is bad, Porzingis and Luka? No, I don't think it's bad. I just, on this slate, I like a few other studs, so I don't think it's necessarily ideal to go Luka and Porzingis. It's doable. But yeah, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for the great another video, DK. I appreciate that, Brett. Thank you. Levine, Simmons, Portis, Giannis, Towns, Butler, Porter, Leonard. Let's go. Like that. How much coffee do you drink before this to answer 1,000 questions before lock? Yeah. So I come basically straight from work, and then I usually don't drink coffee before, but I think I'm going to go hit the gym, so I'm going to drink some pre-workout to get me going here. But yeah, no coffee. I only had 1 cup in the morning. Thanks, DK. I'm playing Express. What's Heroes percentage? Thanks for the video. No injuries tonight. Yeah, I hope so, Eric, right? Back-to-back injuries for me tonight. I hope so. Is Lou Williams playing? I think. Or someone said he might be out. I got to look into that more. I'll look into it more on Twitter, but I'm going to head out, guys. Again, thanks for coming to check out the stream. I will have a video up for Friday's slate later tonight, so be on the lookout for that. I also got to get my NFL Showdown lineup in, so I'm going to hop off here. Again, thanks for coming to check out the stream, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys later.